you got to stick to this doctrine. And if you don't, then you're apostate, you're evil, God can't accept you. Tell me that I have to cut my hair. I mean, give me a break. I mean, you're all disciples of Brigham Young and he had long hair and a long beard. Please.
I know that Kody has not very positive.
In season 12, Meri takes Kody to her bed and breakfast for the first time. He gushes over the place, saying he loves it and understands why it's so important to her. But just days later, during a meeting with all the wives, he suddenly flips the script. He goes on to publicly tear her down, claiming, "I'm just making it clear we aren't financially supporting you on this. So much for the love and support, huh?" Fast forward to seasons 15 or 16, when Christine talks to Kody about moving back to Utah. He's all smiles, saying he'd love for her to move, acting like he's on board with the idea. But once the wives are in the room, he completely turns on her, dismissing the whole thing with a condescending, "Oh, it's never gonna happen, and I'm not moving my kids who are settled here." Same pattern, promise one thing, then backpedal in front of everyone. The twist here? Meri manages to buy the B&B on her own, keeping everyone else off the deed, and Christine finally gets the courage to leave the family. Kody's behavior, manipulative, mean-spirited, and downright abusive, becomes clearer. How many other times did he pull this same trick? It's no wonder the wives stuck around for so long. His shifting words and double-dealing must have left them feeling totally disoriented. And let's not forget the ultimate kicker. Kody might have his own ideas until Robyn steps in. Then suddenly, everything changes. Classic Kody move. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. How did I miss the tweets? Seriously, after all my obsessive watching, Reddit deep dives, and endless YouTube sessions on sister wives over the last 2 years, I somehow managed to completely miss Robyn's tweets. And yet, with all the topics endlessly recycled in the Southwest subs, these never came up either. I was just watching one of Reality Amanda's videos. Side note, she's amazing, go watch her, and she showed a few of Robyn's tweets. One in particular stood out, something about Hawaii and how Christine supposedly had the same chance to save on groceries. Are these for real? When were they from? I'm honestly still sitting here with my jaw on the floor. This can't be real, right? I vaguely remember Robyn posting some seriously strange stuff back when she lived in Las Vegas. She even got into it with some people online, definitely not in a let's have a calm discussion kind of way. I think her old friend Kendra was involved too. It was, unhinged. Whoever told Robyn to ditch social media? Genius move. And don't even get me started on her grocery habits. She saved her grocery money, refused to let other kids eat from her fridge, and even shopped in Janelle's and Christine's community pantries for food, without replacing anything. Oh, and when her kids were hungry, she'd send them over to Christine's for a snack, which honestly could have been a full meal. If I'd seen this stuff on social media back then, it would have only made me dislike her more. Robyn. You know, I think I've had one of those aha moments that's probably been discussed a million times already, but I haven't come across it. So forgive me if we're rehashing old territory here. Here it is. Robyn wasn't just interested in polygamy for the sake of it. No. She wanted to be the head wife, the queen bee of the whole operation. Why? Because, let's face it, her childhood was basically a lesson in being sidelined. She was always the secondary character in her own family story, so now she's out here trying to rewrite the script. And honestly, I believe she really did want to live in a polygamous setup, but with her firmly in charge. When that didn't happen, it was like she got hit with a wrecking ball of disappointment. She expected all the sister wives to fall in line, and when they didn't, she probably couldn't understand why they were so resistant to her control. And then, the kicker. She thinks she's been gaslit by everyone around her. But here's the thing. Robyn, sweetie, you've been gaslighting yourself. You've built this whole fantasy around the idea that you were wronged, when in reality, you've been the one spinning the web. Also, let's talk about her mom. I'm pretty sure Robin's mom and kids were the secret family nobody ever talked about. Like, they didn't even meet the other wife, let alone attend family gatherings. Think about it. We never hear a single story about the other moms or siblings. It's as if they don't exist. No pictures, not even blurry ones. And Robin casually mentions her dad was always traveling, between families, perhaps? Because that sounds like a man who's a little too busy to settle down in one spot. The financial mess of this family. Where do we even start? Watching this show for the first time and just hitting season 6, I'm honestly baffled by how they're still standing. You've got 5 adults drowning in debt, thanks to Robin, mostly, yet somehow managing to build 4 ridiculously extravagant homes on loans they can barely qualify for. And let's not forget, they have 1 kid off to college, with 17 more lined up for the same fate. IVF discussions are on the table, and there's an endless parade of family vacations. But now, in the middle of all this financial chaos, they think starting a business, my sister-wife's closet, no less, is their ticket to independent wealth? Really? I get that TLC subsidizes some of their vacations to keep the show interesting. But how in the world does anyone think a business is a good idea when they're in such a financial hole? Honestly, Janelle and Christine jumping into reality TV was probably the only good move this family has ever made, though now Christine's having second thoughts. And don't get me started on Kody. He's still supposedly involved in his marketing business, which might be the only thing keeping them afloat. But seriously, why are they considering starting a gym or a jewelry business? If you're struggling to get home loans and clear debt, the last thing you should be doing is launching a business. Maybe try applying for a job at Target, guys. It's not rocket science. Let's talk numbers. At the height of their fame, the family was rumored to be getting around $75,000 to $60,000 per episode, plus extra for specials and sit-downs. TLC even kicked in for weddings and vow renewals. With about 18 episodes a season, they were pulling in around $1.1 to $1.3 million a year. On top of that, Christine, Janelle, and Meri were raking in some solid NLM money thanks to the show's popularity. Kody had to start a job in Vegas, and it seems like he got into the gun business. Oh, and let's not forget those sketchy mortgages with balloon payments that they were doing with their properties, like the one with Coyote Pass. So OP, buckle up, enjoy the wild ride, and just know you're not alone in this confusion. None of it makes sense. Spoiler alert, none of their choices ever will. And here's another spoiler, not really. We've all been screaming, "I told you so," as things fall apart. Oh, and speaking of falling apart, have you seen how they move? It's like watching a circus. They can't figure out how to pack, load, or unload. Honestly, how are they so disorganized after all these years? It's mind-boggling. Kody's line about Janelle controlling the money. Absolutely hilarious. Does he honestly believe she would have put herself in this left-with-nothing mess if she were in charge of the finances? If Janelle had control, do you really think she would have settled for a trailer while Robin gets a mansion? Yeah, right. I roll. Let's be real. Janelle may not always make the best decisions, but she's no fool. Buying the trailer sight unseen, without even asking Kody for his opinion, was her way of living out a dream and forcing Kody to make a choice. Her housing decisions have always been her own, and honestly, Kody even complained that the places she picked were too small. And then there's the time Janelle talked to Meri and Meri parroted Kody's claim that Janelle's in charge of the money. Please, Meri knew that was complete nonsense. Remember when Janelle was stuck in a tiny apartment while Kody and Robin were living large in a mansion? Yeah, that's not exactly control over the money. Let's not forget when Meri asked for help with her B&B years ago. only to be told that Kody had just spent $20,000 on business with his partner. Guns, I assume. And so the family couldn't pitch in. Funny how no one asked for that money, right? And Janelle wanted to open gyms, but just like Meri, she didn't get a dime for her business. But Robin, she got money for MSWC. Clearly, Janelle wasn't in charge of the finances, but Meri, she chose to repeat Kody's blatant lie and run off to tell him and Robin what Janelle supposedly said. So yeah, sarcastically speaking, Janelle controlling the money is such a believable story. Rewatching the Thanksgiving episode from season 10, it's hard not to laugh at the sheer chaos of getting ready for 70 people to show up. Yes, 70. The whole family, kids included, was busting their butts to make everything perfect. But then there's Robin, who, despite being pregnant, somehow managed to avoid lifting a finger. And in the middle of all the madness, she decides now is the perfect time to make everyone paint the nursery. Classic move. She's been dead weight from day one. No surprise there. On the flip side, it was so nice to see Hunter back. The enthusiasm from everyone when he showed up was honestly heartwarming. As for Robin, though, she's always got an excuse. This time, it was the younger kids and babies keeping her out of big family events like this one. I didn't see her lending a hand during the commitment celebration or the Christmas celebrations either. Meanwhile, Christine and Meri seemed perfectly happy to step up and host, cooking for everyone without batting an eye. Robin, though, she lucked out marrying into a family that, by the looks of it, wouldn't notice, or maybe didn't mind, how little she helped. And when it comes to birthday parties at her place, it's either catering or Kody manning the grill. Funny how that's a trend when the other wives were usually the ones doing all the cooking. Oh, and Robin's need to always be the center of attention, can't miss it. As for her and Kody in the kitchen, let's just say I wouldn't trust them with a can of soup. Every time they cook, I feel my stomach turn. Food poisoning waiting to happen. Where to start with this train wreck? Season 18's Christmas episode. Buckle up, because it's a hot mess from start to finish. The holiday season, the first one where Kody and his wives are doing their own thing, and shocker, it's chaos. Robin's family, let's be real here, her family is having Christmas breakfast, and of course, Meri's there, all cozy with them. But Kody, in his infinite wisdom, tells the producers, my loyal wife and her children want to have a special day. I mean, Meri is literally sitting there at the table, but sure, let's pretend she's not part of the equation. The producers? Oh, they don't miss a beat. They zoom in on Meri's face immediately after Kody says this, and it's like they're giving him the side eye for the whole world to see. Honestly, the producers have zero patience left for Kody's nonsense, and I'm here for it. That's one of the few reasons I'm still watching. Well, that and our Teflon Queen Robin, who's practically bulletproof in her drama. But seriously, the show's called Sister Wives, not balding manchild who can't accept reality, right? Why does Kody feel the need to go on these long-winded, self-serving rants every episode? Does he think we're buying it? I guess that's his brand this season. Ranting, whining, and really not getting it. Was this the scene with the Costco creeps? Ah yes, Kody's loyal wife, who can't even be trusted to cook a decent Christmas meal. Classic. Now let's talk about the holiday expectations, because Kody's idea of a special day is prioritizing his preferred wife and kids over everyone else. But here's the kicker. He's the one with issues with the kids, not the moms. There's no logical reason in the universe why any woman would show loyalty by abandoning her own kids for someone else's. Kody's out here accusing Christine and Janelle of acting like single women just because they spent time with their kids without him. Isn't that kind of the whole point of the polygamy setup? The moms stay with the kids, and Kody gets to be the part-time husband? But no, Kody's jealous because he's too busy making his choices about his needs to actually be present for his kids. Then there's Robin's kids, who are his top priority, naturally. And somehow, This is everyone else's problem too. Kody needs his validation, and the kids are just the pawn in his self-centered game. It's not about them. It's all about him needing to be the center of attention. Because why would you ever make a choice for anyone but yourself, right? And speaking of selfish choices, I saw that episode where Kody went on a 5-day trip to perform some friend's wedding. Totally about him, showing off, doing what he wants. But when it came time to help his daughter move across the country or spend time with his other daughters, suddenly there were too many things going on. Priorities, much? Now Meri, bless her heart, she shut down her whole life for a slim chance to see the McMansion gang. She did right thing, Kody asked, and still got pushed aside. At this point, why would anyone even try to follow his ridiculous rules? You can literally watch Meri get shunned for trying. And if that doesn't convince you to bail on this circus, I don't know what will. Oh, and for the record, I've spent holidays away from my husband before, with the full support of him, because sometimes family just needs to be together. But Kody? He's all about Kody and couldn't care less about anyone else's needs or feelings. Watching Season 1, Episode 2 of Sister Wives made me cry. I had decided to start from the very beginning, and I made it through the first episode okay. But then, when I watched Episode 2, I couldn't hold it together. The scene where 2 of the youngest kids, I think it was Gabriel and his little sister, were happily helping Kody pack his clothes to go see Robin. Heartbreaking. They were so innocent and supportive, not realizing the hurt they would face later on. It was gut-wrenching to see how clueless they were about what was coming for them. Sure, growing up with that many siblings and a dad who was mostly absent must have been tough. But things only got worse after Robin and her kids were added to the mix. Polygamy is insane, but it seems like Kody just bought into some delusional idea that it would be cool to have multiple wives. Meri kind of took the lead in bringing everyone together, probably thinking it would make Kody love her more. Janelle, on the other hand, didn't want the traditional wife role and seemed okay with another woman stepping in for her and her kids. Then there was Christine, who always wanted to be the last wife, not the third one. Of course, when Kody started eyeing a fourth wife, she drew the line. The wives may have chosen this life, but the kids, they were forced into it. And that, honestly, just makes me feel for them. They didn't have a choice, and they were dragged through this mess for years. It's awful. I'm glad they all finally left Kody, but my heart breaks for those poor kids. It's so frustrating. I hate it. I do think the kids were probably told before the cameras arrived to just put on a happy face and not make waves. They had moments when they'd share their real feelings, like when they said they didn't think there should be any more kids, and Kody would snap at them. Well, good job, it's not up to you. His tone was always so aggressive, like he was trying to break their spirits. It was clear they were desperate to please him, just like the wives were. The episode that really got to me was Christine's birth. Kody actually goes on and on about getting another wife pregnant, while this current wife is literally giving birth. That's just beyond messed up. And then, to top it off, he leaves Christine to get her bag while he goes off to chill with Robin and have secret kisses. Seriously? The whole thing is just... Vicky. Season 8, How You've Come to Make Me Question My Sanity. We're only a few minutes into Kody and Christine's 21st anniversary trip, and things are already crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. So what's their big plan to celebrate? Naturally, they take their therapist along because who doesn't want to relive every cringeworthy moment in front of a professional? But here's the twist. She tells them to build a rock tower. Simple enough, right? It's supposed to symbolize their relationship. Now Christine, bless her heart, wants to actually follow the therapist's advice. She suggests building a tower that represents their relationship, like it was supposed to. But no, Kody, in all his wisdom, immediately starts bulldozing over her ideas. Surprise, surprise, his grand vision? A rock tower that represents the whole family. Never mind that it's their anniversary trip. Never mind that it's about their relationship. It's about everyone else. And then, the pièce de résistance. Christine finally, and understandably, expresses how hurt she is by all of this, and Kody, with the subtlety of a wrecking ball, casually drops the bomb. Honor the entire family and I will love you. We'll love her, we'll love her. They've been married for 21 years, Kody. She's been honoring the entire family since day one. And now, suddenly, that's the condition for your affection. At that point, I just about lost it. Man, wouldn't it be amazing if TLC hired a new host who actually put Kody and Robin on the spot and made them squirm? Someone who wouldn't just nod along, but would throw down the tough questions and expose all their hypocrisy. I'd love to hear something like, "So, you know everyone sees through the lies, right?" Just imagine them trying to talk their way out of that. Honestly, TLC should make it part of their contract. If Kody wants this show to keep going, he has to start answering some real questions. No more dodging. I hate to say it, but I think they need a guy to do it. Kody just won't take a female host seriously. I'm not the biggest Dr. Phil fan, but honestly, he'd be perfect for this. It would be so satisfying to watch him press Kody. The problem is they can't force people to answer tough questions. If they push too hard, Kody will just storm off the stage. It's like walking a tightrope, trying to keep Kody happy while also trying to get some real answers. And let's be honest, does Kody even know what the truth is? Robin's probably there to steer him to whatever answer makes them look better. That's probably the best we're ever going to get. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.